I've been going back and forth to Ireland, and every single time I'm in Dublin, I try to make a reservation at the Shelbourne Hotel, which is a Marriott hotel. And, you know, I collect my little Marriott points as an Envoy member. I should have a sponsorship with Marriott. I really should. Because I love, like, I kid you not, I signed up as an Envoy member and I started getting and collecting points. And then I used them and I'm like, wow, this is easy and it's on an app. So we're going to put that on the to-do list for the production team. Marriott, and by the way, great family from New Hampshire. They spend summers anyway in New Hampshire. Bill Marriott, the wonderful family up on Lake Winnipesaukee, good people. Anyway, the Shelbourne is an awesome hotel. It's part of the Marriott chain, and then it's run by the Marriott. And every single time I'm in Dublin, I try to stay there, and something happens. And so recently, I've been in another great hotel, which is, by the way, also a Marriott. Points, baby, points. And that was College Green. So we were staying in the College Green Hotel in Dublin recently. This is my Instagram account. If you're not following me on Instagram, follow me at Trish_Regan. Yeah, somebody like a dolphin lady. She swims with dolphins in Hawaii or something. She got the Trish Regan. So I'm going with the underscore. Trish_Regan. That's my account on Instagram. And the last night I was in Dublin, we were actually in the hotel right next door to the Shelbourne. There's a method to the madness because there was a fire at the Shelbourne. I'm going to tell you in a second. But I was there in Dublin. We stayed at the College Green Hotel, great hotel, right next door to the Shelbourne and right next door to Trinity University. And they were really nice to us. They put us in the presidential suite. We got this huge upgrade. I mean, huge upgrade. It was myself and my daughter, and she's running around going, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And we were FaceTiming with my son, who was like, gosh, why didn't I get to go on that trip? Anyway, it was an amazing time. That was my last night on one of the first trips to Dublin. But the Shelbourne is just funny because it keeps coming up. I talked to my friend Sean Spicer, good Irishman, the other day, and Sean's like, oh, you were in Dublin? I was just in Dublin. I stayed at the Shelbourne. And I'm like, yeah, I was trying to stay at the Shelbourne, but somehow it didn't happen. He's like, let me know. Next time, maybe, I'll see what I can do. Well, they just had a fire at the Shelbourne. They just had a fire overnight, and people were evacuated from the hotel. Very storied history, which we'll also get to in a second. And one of the people that was evacuated from this historic, amazing, wonderful hotel in Dublin was somebody pretty darn famous, but the reporters didn't know it. So the Dublin media is there, and they're interviewing all the people that come outside. They interview this guy, and it's like just a totally normal kind of what we call man on street interview, sort of anonymous until somebody figures out who it is. Did you guys watch Happy Days ever? Yeah, Happy Days. Remember the Fonz? Henry Winkler, he was staying there. Anyway, let's go to the tape of Mr. Winkler getting interviewed, talking about what went down at the Shelbourne overnight.
We cannot let you leave without a little bit of a view party because of the special day. Our friends at Empire Cake here in New York City sent a very cool cake over to celebrate you and all 78 years.
Thank you.
So a happy, happy birthday. And is that cake coming?
You know what? Can I just say, first of all, my birthday cake is that I got to sit at this table. Oh. That's number one, and that is the truth. You are
okay, we're going to have to forgive him for
powerful.
Wait, Drew, do we have the video of him at the outside the Shelbourne? Okay, we have some video, courtesy of actually Daily Mail at it again, of Henry Winkler being interviewed there at the Shelbourne Hotel, talking about all the firefighters and how wonderful the firefighters were and how great the whole experience was. I'm going to send it to you again so we can get it up, but it was pretty cool. Anyway, so again, Henry Winkler, did you see that cake? And again, we have to forgive him that, right? Because we're not fans of The View here on the Trish Regan show. We just actually can't stand that show. We can't believe anybody actually watches that show. We can't even believe that show is still on the air. Because I'll tell you this, once somebody buys Disney, and you know somebody's going to buy Disney, and they're going to realize that they need to make that thing actually profitable. And you're not going to be able to make it profitable, ladies and gentlemen, not with the salaries that you're paying at The View. It might be in trending topics. I'm just letting Drew know behind the scenes. You see, this is how the sausage is made, ladies and gentlemen. Just stay with me because I think that it's just funny to see, and I want to be able to show it to you. Again, Henry Winkler getting interviewed outside the Shelbourne Hotel. Here we go. We got it. And this is just, it's kind of funny to see in light of him being who he is. I love that they showed you guys the little cake with the jumping over the shark. I mean, that's how I feel about The View. I feel like they've jumped the shark. My kids will say to me, what does that expression mean? What do you mean jumping the shark? And I'm like, jumping the shark, you know? Nobody knows what that, I'm dating myself clearly. But that was the moment when Fonzie kind of, lost it because Fonzie actually jumped the shark. Like the ratings went down after that. Like everything kind of fell apart after that. That was the end. And so that is a moment in time when Fonzie jumped the shark, and yet they put that on The View. The View is a whole other conversation. We've had that discussion before, right, about how Bob Iger is selling off ABC, which includes ABC News, and he wants to get rid of all his linear television divisions. And so consequently, that's going to be one of the sacrificial lambs, I suspect, because you don't need to pay all that money to produce such a big show when you can actually do something much, much, much more easily. So Drew's working on that. And it's just funny because the man interviewed on TV about the hotel fire turned out to be this big Hollywood star. And he was really gracious about it. Really, really gracious, because he was like, I can't wait to go see the rest of Ireland. I'm really happy to be here. This is going to be great. And it was really sweet to see. Here, I'll read you the interview, some of his comments, and we'll see if we can get that up there.
But for others,
so again, Henry Winkler, he's got it. See, Drew is a magician. I don't know how we wound up with The View, for goodness sakes. Like I never want to watch that show. I only watch it when we have to. So I apologize, but you get the jump in the shark reference, don't you? Okay, here we go. We got Mr. Winkler being very gracious outside the hotel in Dublin.
But for others, a bigger Heathrow would lead to happy days.
Richmond is a lovely place. I watch the planes go every day. I hear nothing.
You're relaxed.
I am.
He went on to go take all of these pictures with the firefighters. Again, Daily Mail did this big spread on it. It was really cute. And he said some very, very nice things about the Irish and about Dublin. And he said, the firemen are some of my favorite human beings. He said, they run in when other people are running out. I think that their hands deserve to be shook. It was an amazing adventure, he said, right here in Dublin. I cannot wait to see the rest of Dublin. So the fire alarms went off, I guess, around 10:30 in the morning. They saw smoke coming out of one of the upper bedroom windows. And so that was sort of the big thing that was going down. I want to turn to Ireland itself. Again, back to the pictures, and we get some more news coming in on Trump that I'm going to get to momentarily. But I told you I've been going over there. Somehow I always miss staying in the Shelbourne, but one of these days I will. It's really got a tremendous history. I mean, an amazing history, guys, because it's 200 years old, and this is the place where effectively freedom was won for Ireland. They negotiated freedom in one specific room. There's a guy who is sort of the leader of the free movement there in Ireland named Michael Collins, and he had a negotiation in 1922 in room 112, in which they drafted the first Irish constitution. And so consequently, the Shelbourne is kind of an important backdrop, right, to the birth of the Irish Free State. They still have those colonies up north that are part of the UK, but the rest of the country became a free Ireland, which is a really big deal. And, there's still, I think there's some sore spots about not having the rest of it. That may change, that may change in time as you see even some of the rhetoric that's coming out of, for example, Nigel Farage right now, who just is like, be done with it. And so maybe that happens and Ireland is fully united. But Michael Collins was pretty important because he was the leader of that Easter Rising movement back in 1916, in which you had all these people say, wait a second, enough. We're just not going to live under this British oppression anymore. So they fought for their freedom, and they really fought. 1916 did not go well. That was a pretty bad massacre in which so many Irish people lost their lives. And it's a sad moment in that country's history, but an important one because it's what led to 1922. And I just wanted to give a shout out for the Regan side of the family, because Liam O'Regan, who was my cousin. He's since passed away back in, I think it was 1969. Here's a picture of him when he was a young boy. And this is from one of the Waterford museums. It's in County Waterford that my family's from. So this is Liam O'Regan on the right, and it's coming from 1915. So this was right before, of course, the 16 uprising. He played a big role in that. And when we were just back, we got to see this big monument to him in his hometown there, and it was really, it just kind of gives me goosebumps, because I think the whole freedom thing, it's like in my core, you know, as they say, in your blood. But what the Irish people went through was pretty awful, and I think that the feelings are still very strong there. They have very vivid memories. It wasn't that long ago, right? It's just a generation ago. When I was a kid, I got the chance to meet Liam O'Regan's wife, and she's since passed away. But, these are stories that are handed down. And I think that, when you look at the oppression that they faced, it was such a tragedy, but it's also a wonderful story of people rising up and standing up for themselves and saying, okay, we need our freedom, we need our opportunities, we want respect for our culture. And so you see Irish being spoken again, you see Irish as the official language, you see Irish all over the airport, right? In Dublin, everything's in Irish and in English. And it's nice to see that appreciation for who they are and the memories of what they've went through and what that nation has become. So I just wanted to tell you about that. I wanted to tell you about that. I mean, we were just over there. I think we got a little bit of video of the kids running with their cousins. Oh my gosh, can you imagine looking at that view every single morning? I mean, this is it, right? Like, incredible, just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place. I took that picture. Again, you can see it on the Instagram account. And this is my kids running with their Irish cousins. And that would have been a British castle. All right, so my family didn't live anywhere like that. They would have been working for the people, right, that lived there. I think that's in Lismore. But anyway, having so much fun. It was a great trip. I can't wait to go back, everyone. I want to just take that opportunity to tell you a little bit about it in light of the Shelbourne Hotel being in the news today. We are glad everyone is safe. We are glad the Shelbourne is intact. And believe me, I will stay there next time I am in Dublin. It is great to have you here. Reminder, go over to 76 Research. I'm seeing all these compliments, by the way, and you guys are so sweet. I love it. It's a live show. It's a live show. If you haven't gone to 76, I'm going to put it right now in the rundown. We do want to get to some of the Trump stuff, so stay with me right now. There's some new sound coming into us. It's a live show. Lots of breaking news. Go to 76research.com. Make sure that you sign up. Again, the model portfolios, it's important for you. It's important for your financial future. This stuff matters, right? Like, you can't rely on Uncle Joe. Or Uncle Sam, for that matter. You got to rely on yourself. So 76 gives you those opportunities, those ways to do that. You can also follow our channel at 76 Research on YouTube.